dancing around the kitchen, holding my little sister, and pretending to be the gorilla to scare her. When I told Dad I wanted to use Gorilla Man for my dance performance, he smiled and said, "That's an excellent choice. Every good story has a car chase." And then Mom lent me her old green bandana, the one she had worn to work with Diane Fossey with real-life gorillas in Rwanda. I knew Gorilla Man by heart and had played it over and over in my head as we practiced our routine. I'd instructed Elizabeth on where she should go and what she should do as the drama played out. When the synthesizers began their downbeat, we'd square off. Me, the desperate protagonist, and Elizabeth, the debonair gorilla who'd stolen my lady love. "Look happier," I had to remind her. "You've stolen my woman. You're in a fancy car. You're not supposed to look terrified. You're the gorilla." For the past week of rehearsals, Elizabeth had looked nauseated as I jumped around the blue gym mats, acting out my choreography. But now, the day was here, and I couldn't wait to show everyone how cool I was. My classmates didn't know me very well since I'd only been back in the US for a few weeks, and no one really understood where I had come from. No one knew where Kenya was, so I had to just say, "I'm from Africa," when they asked me where I lived. They didn't know anything about Africa anyway, but just asked whether I had a pet elephant and spoke African. My classmates had been genuinely surprised when I said that, yes, I owned shoes but didn't like to wear them unless it was snowing. And no, I'd never seen a couche. What was it for? This was my chance to show them that the music from where I lived was so much better than their top 40 hits. I wiggled my toes again and grinned. This was going to be so good. Finally, it was Elizabeth's and my turn to dance. I hopped up eagerly, pulling Elizabeth behind me with one hand. Why did she look so scared? We were about to be the envy of all these boring little ballerinas around us. I squeezed her hand and smiled even wider, nodding to our gym teacher to start the music. The synthesizer started, then the drums. I started dancing slowly in a big circle, moving my hands and tiny 7-year-old hips with the music, the way my Maasai babysitter had taught me, making sure to hit each downbeat with my right foot and throwing in an extra shimmy here and there with the bump of the synthesizer. "Tell me where's Gorilla Man," Kandri Zikubu wailed. "No one's found a trace of him. People say he drives a smart car. He looks for beautiful women in town." Elizabeth half-heartedly mimicked starting a car and started to drive around the gym mat, while I continued to dance. The drums picked up, and I danced faster. It felt strange to be dancing to South African music in this school gym in the suburbs of Philadelphia, instead of by a campfire in Kenya. But I knew the song so well I let the beat take me away, spinning, stomping, and waving my hands in the air as the bridge chanted, I'm a gorilla. I'm a gorilla." After a few short minutes, we reached the climax of the song. The protagonist spots the gorilla man driving down the highway and yells, "We gonna find him, catch him, follow that car. We can't stop now, 'cause he took my woman and drove away." I danced my way behind Elizabeth, who had stopped driving and now stood in the center of the mat, looking like she might cry. I had timed it such that I reached Elizabeth just as the song got to its loudest point, and as the synthesizers and drums hit their final downbeat, I put my hands against Elizabeth's shoulders and threw her down on the mat, where she landed on her back and lay quietly as the music slowly faded out. I put one foot gently on her stomach and raised my fist in triumph. Gorilla Man had been defeated. I panted in exhilaration and looked around the room. There was complete silence. No one moved. No one spoke. My classmates stared up at me with wide eyes and open mouths, a look of utter shock on their faces. Elizabeth whimpered and I removed my foot from her stomach. She rolled away and ran to the other side of the room, where she buried her face in my gym teacher's sweatshirt. One of my classmates giggled. Then another. Soon all 50 second-grade girls were laughing and pointing at me. I didn't know where to go or what to do. I couldn't run away since they were sitting all around the dance area, and I couldn't turn to Elizabeth for help because she was crying in my gym teacher's arms. Bewildered, I stood there, looking from one girl to another in complete confusion. You didn't like it?